Let's talk about a language of love that you can't always hear. It's a language that's felt, it's shown, but it's not always spoken. And when we don't understand it, it can create this huge silent gap between people who actually care about each other more than anything. I mean, we all hear this all the time, right? The idea that if someone loves you, they're going to say it a lot. It's kind of the script we're all handed for how love is supposed to work. But what if that's not the whole picture? What if, for a ton of people, love isn't something that's easy to say? What if it lives somewhere else entirely? That's really the big question we're going to dig into. All right, so first up, let's tackle this whole idea, this myth of spoken love. We're going to look at that huge gap between the words we expect to hear and a totally different way that love actually shows up in the world. And this right here, this is the heart of it. The idea that for so many boys, the way they're raised teaches them that love isn't something you just say. It's something you do. It's a verb. So to really get this, we've got to ask, why? Where does this come from? Because this silent style of communicating, it doesn't just happen by accident. It's learned. And it often starts really young, with this one simple instruction that kind of becomes a rule for your whole life. Be the strong one, the one who handles things, the one who doesn't break. And then that rule gets a little more specific. Crying, the most natural way to show you're overwhelmed, that gets relabeled as a weakness. So you learn to push it down, to deal with it some other way. And then comes the final nail in the coffin, a command that basically tells you to just turn your feelings off. Man up. It means suppress, ignore, just power through. So if you're taught that emotions are a problem to be managed, how in the world are you supposed to talk about love? This comparison really spells it out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got words, and words feel like vulnerability. Like putting yourself out there, you risk getting rejected. But actions? Actions feel safe. They feel like something you can control. They're proof of your effort. Okay, so if this language of love isn't spoken, then where do we even look for it? This next part is all about becoming a detective, learning how to spot the clues of care that pop up in all these little, everyday moments. And this is where it gets real. It's not about writing love poems. It's remembering exactly how you take your coffee. It's that text that just says, "Home safe?" It's that urge to try and fix whatever's wrong, not because he doesn't think you can handle it, but because for him, helping is loving. And this is so important to get. These little things are not accidents. They're not just random habits. They are deliberate. They are intentional. They are the actual words of this silent language. This all leads to a really different way of seeing love. It's not just a feeling that washes over you. It's a job you take on, a responsibility. It's about being the person someone can count on, always. The practicality is the romance. So, what happens when these two different languages crash into each other? Well, this is where it can get really painful. This is about the hurt and the confusion that happens when you're completely lost in translation. It usually starts with something like this, doesn't it? It's a totally fair request for connection from someone who needs words, but to the person who's showing their love through action, it can feel like a total accusation. And as that gap gets wider, the interpretation gets heavier. The lack of words starts to feel like a lack of caring, which is it's heartbreaking because it's usually the complete opposite of the truth. And this is often the final verdict. It's a label that can be absolutely devastating because the person hearing it might feel like they are doing nothing but making themselves available through their actions, their support, their presence, just not with their words. And we have to see the other side of this pain too. I mean, can you imagine pouring all your energy into showing up for someone, protecting them, providing for them, only to be told it doesn't count because you didn't talk about it enough? So, how do we fix this? How do we build a bridge over this communication gap? Well, this last part is all about finding a new way to see things. It's about learning to recognize the love that is lived, not just spoken out loud. Let's think of these as direct translations. I love you might look like just being consistent day in and day out. It's staying when life gets hard. It's putting your needs first. It's protecting your peace. It's just being there, present, even if it's in silence. And let's be super clear about this. This isn't just someone going through the motions. Choosing to be consistent, choosing to stay through the bad times, these are active decisions. These are choices made over and over again. And in this language, that's the strongest love there is. So we end up with this new definition, right? Love isn't just a feeling. It's a responsibility you carry, a commitment you made. It's an action, always in motion, that you see through reliability and effort. And if you take anything away today, I hope it's this. Real understanding doesn't come from trying to force someone to speak your language. It comes from becoming bilingual yourself, learning to see and to value their language too. So maybe the next time you find yourself listening for words of love, take a second to just look around. Look at what's being done. Because the greatest love stories might not be the ones that are told, but the ones that are truly lived.